Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Jessica Abernathy, and with me today is Tricia Montgomery, and you are listening to Pets Are Family.
Hello,
Hi,
Jessica.
Tricia. Hi. What's
Hi.
going on?
Nothing. I'm in my new office. So hopefully, no more creepy, lovely
Lighting?
where you can't see lighting where you can't see me anymore. Although I did order a ring for my home office as well.
Good. Good. Did you order
Thank
the one I
you.
sent you?
I did. I did. You finally sent it to me, and thank you, Joe, for like saying that my lighting was horrible. I appreciate that. My lighting, you couldn't
There you
see
go.
me, although I could see me, which is always a really good thing. Nobody else could see me.
Mine's just natural because the sun window's right here,
I got
and then I
sunshine
have a
back
bright
there,
light. Yeah, you
bright
do.
light.
I
I
like your
let.
plant.
Thank you. It's fake,
I
and
I
actually, I
know
could
it
turn
is.
it on, and it lights up pink and white. I
Okay.
know.
Good job.
And then during the holidays, I'm going to put different colors on it as well.
Oh, there you go. That's fantastic.
I
Yeah.
know. So today we're talking about divorce and our pets. Is that right? Divorce.
Yes, we're talking about divorce and our pets. Yeah. Yeah. Just because,
What
I've been through one with a pet.
I've
Teddy and
I've
I
been through
Teddy and
like
I went through a divorce together.
I've been through two. And
I've done it twice
they're not
too.
it's not they're not fun. They're not fun by any way, shape, form, or the other. And it's hard on all members of the family, both two and four-legged, for sure.
Yes. Yes. It's
Yeah.
funny because my first divorce, I had a cat, if you can believe it. I had a long haired black and white cat, and her name was Lulu Bell.
I love that name Lulubelle, though.
Yeah. Lulu. We called her Lulu Bell. And I wound up,
I'm I
a
am
friend,
so
friend of
allergic to
mine went,
cats.
oh, so am I.
Yeah, I
So
cannot.
friend of mine wound up taking her for us and raised her for us.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess how do you go about this? Because I mean, if you purchased it, if you adopted it, the name that the pet is under. I mean, what do you think about from all these things? Was it a gift? I mean, sharing custody, protection of things. Who pays for the veterinary care? It's just like a child, right?
Yeah. It's definitely a challenge. You know what I mean? Well, it depends on where you live. I mean, when I went through my last divorce, um, state of Illinois, thank you, Illinois, it's they don't consider them property anymore. They take it in
Yeah,
consideration like a child, and you can go through
yeah,
custody, and you get custody, and you have to go through that process of whose weekend, whose week, or whose month, or whatever, however you work it
yeah.
out. But when we went through our divorce, Teddy was was considered property, and I fought for a good year or a little bit longer for Teddy because he wanted Teddy, which he just bought me for Teddy, and I wasn't willing to give Teddy up at all. And he was mine. I paid for him. He was my paperwork is all mine, but he swore that Teddy was his. And I wound up selling Teddy to my girlfriend and for $1. And so like after a year and a half, I walked in and gave him 50 cents.
Oh my gosh, are you
Uh,
serious?
yeah, that's how I finally got that taken care of. I didn't think of it, but that's how I wound up fixing it. Sold Teddy
Oh my
for
gosh,
$1. So,
that's
and then she gave
it's
them back to
crazy.
me.
I don't I see there I know of somebody who recently went through a divorce and they lost their dogs. The wife took the dogs and she would not, just refused and just broken. This guy was just broken, so he just got two more dogs to kind of replace the dogs that he had, but she won't even let him see them. I mean, and I've been through situations like this before, and people are just it's just it's just like children. It's like pawns in a chess game. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
and
It's just not nice. I pulled up my thing. I keep balancing here.
yeah, and you got to remember too. I mean, they have feelings. They miss
They
their
do.
owners,
Yeah.
and it's that change is also hard on them, and that adjustment just as equally hard on them, and it's that adjustment. I mean, think about it. They're moving to a new space, a new routine, a new everything, and it's they
Right.
lost. It's a loss for them. It's a loss of
It is.
they're human.
And you mentioned routine. Routines are so important in everything that we're doing. I mean, everything. And I think about Frank, and I think about the routines that we have, in Brutus that you have, and the disruption, whether someone leaves for a little bit, or if you're going to an office versus, and bringing them to the office, it does disrupt them. And so having that all of a sudden, well, this is permanent now. That's just, where am I? I remember Gabrielle, like, it's like, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep over there. I want to sleep here. I want to, and it's just, I wonder if they go through the same things,
Oh, I think they
so they
do
just
because I think that
pliable, just go along with it because they want to please us.
no, I mean, think about it when your kids go off to college, they mope. They mope around. They're sad. They sit by the door waiting for them to come home. I think they do the same thing. They're just sad and they don't understand where dad went or where mom went. Where did they go? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why aren't they
Yeah.
there? You know?
Yeah. I get it. So in Florida, they're treated as property. So it's super important that from a documentation standpoint, you've got to have your ducks in a row because for ownership, just for retaining your pet after the divorce. And what about if you also, together you adopted a pet or you purchased a pet, how does that work? Because and then contribution financially to the pet's care because like it or not, veterinary care is expensive. What if accidents happen, financial, Cushing's disease, all these different things. What do you do? Who's going to
Yeah.
pay for
You
what?
share it? Do you not share
Yeah.
it? Do you, how's that work down? And, and of course you and I've got a breed that always has issues.
And
They're
Mr.
walking
Frank,
that
by the
hill.
way, everybody, Mr. Frank got his man card taken away last week, and he's doing very well. And I got him this cute, and I'll have Jessica put it up. But I got him this cute watermelon, like little cone ring, inflatable ring. And within 2 days, I left him in his crate. I came back, and the inflatable was destroyed, and the watermelon was chewed. And he is not, no complications whatsoever, not itching, not anything, have had zero problems whatsoever. So thank heavens, Dr. Canup, love you.
Oh, has the
Shout
humping
out Dr.
stopped?
Canup. Humping has stopped. Humping has stopped, which is a really beautiful thing. Although his little, like, the red rocket came out just a little bit and then it went away. So anyway, probably too much information. But giving a shout out to Dr. Alana Canup at Gulf Coast Humane Society. Dr. Canup, I love you. She's the medical director at Gulf Coast Humane Society, and just love her. She's phenomenal.
Go. There you go.
Yep,
I'm glad he's
yep, yep.
doing well, but
Yeah,
I get that they're considered property, so you have to have all your ducks in a row. But these states are getting with the times, and they're creating it so that they're considered family. So you have to do the whole custody battle, and it's
yeah.
Alaska, California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Washington D.C. So there
Wow.
you've got to have, yeah, there you have to have. You got to think about who's doing who, what house are they going to, who's going to be
What
the
show is
permanent
this? Who's
parent,
doing it? This is reality. Real housewives of the pet industry. Who's doing who?
right? Who's doing who? That's that's funny, but not funny, but it is funny.
You
It
never
is.
know. You never know.
Right. You know, but you think about it, depending on your job and what you're doing, who's getting who this week, who's doing what, I mean, but that's a big
Yeah.
deal because now that goes back to like what you were saying, when you share custody, you really have to write out who's responsible for the yearly exams, who's responsible for making sure they're taken care of, who's going to make sure they get groomed, toenails, things like that. Do you split everything 50-50? Now, what's
That's
even
where
more
I think
interesting,
that's where mediation comes in, or negotiation. Mediation and negotiating comes in, and it can cost in the tens. I mean, think about the money that's involved as well.
right? And then you throw in another level of this. What happens if you get a dog or a cat together and you're only dating?
Well, I think that if you're dating someone and together, I just don't. I think I would say at the onset, this is my dog and he's mine, or my cat, or whatever. I mean, you have to have that very clear.
Right.
And I don't know, in dating situations, I think it's totally different because, but I would imagine people are going to compete for the love, for the attention. But I would say more often than not, they're not going to want to compete for the veterinary bills and the associated costs, right?
You
I
would
think people
think.
sometimes just, I think people sometimes do things just for spite and just because they can. I think that people who make the most like noise about it are the people that are trying to cause issues. Does that make sense? Maybe.
Yeah, totally. It totally makes sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to think about, well, not think about, but it is. It's something to think about when you go to adopt or go get a puppy or a kitten, you know what I mean? Because everybody's,
Right.
there's a lot of that's going on right now. Clear shelters. Kids are going back to college right now. And a lot of kids that go back to college, they get puppies and cats and dogs because they miss their family. So they get that,
Yeah.
four-legged heartbeat to kind of make them feel like they're
Home.
comfortable. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you got to think about all this, and kind of blends into this a little bit because, what are you going to do when the semester or when the year's over?
Yeah. I know that there's a beautiful woman by the name of Dr. or Deborah, not Dr. Deborah Hamilton, and specializes specifically in this kind of area, and she stopped doing it actually because she felt that it was really there was so much involved with it that it's better to go into a negotiation or a mediation and do it that way as opposed to a lawsuit against someone or something like that, or but I think she also mentioned the importance of adding that in the prenup.
Really? I never thought about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She mentioned something about adding things within or terms in the postnuptial agreement. That way, if it just things are worked out in advance, and
So would
you
you
can't
say
you
if
can't
we had,
dispute a piece of paper.
well, no, that's kind of interesting. So would you say like, hey, if we get a pet, it's going to be mine, but you're going to pay for the bills? You know what I mean? Could you do that?
I think I certainly would. I mean, it just depends, but absolutely, because think about that. I mean,
That's kind of cool.
yeah,
I would
so
do it.
yeah, prenuptial, postnuptial, things like that.
Yeah.
And then there are people that specifically really, I mean, that's all they do is, animal pet law. I think we're getting away from the word of animal because it doesn't represent properly the pets that we care for and the family members that we care for. But there's, I think right now, I know at the University of Florida, there is even specialties in animal pet law. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that because I did a talk with a couple lawyers last
2 years
year.
ago, or what was
No,
it,
I think it
last
was
year?
last year.
Yeah,
It was last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, I did it with them, and it was for animal trust. It was for trust for when they
Yeah.
pass away, because they wanted my take on it, because I deal with it at the very bottom of it, very, very bottom, and
Yeah.
I'm the one that's, because I'm a pet sitter and I own that, and they wanted to know how it trickled down, because they're up here, the top part of it, building out the trust and saying, like, Aunt Betty gets, Fluffy. And I
Right.
keep explaining to him that Aunt Betty doesn't know she's getting Fluffy, and Aunt Betty doesn't want Fluffy, and I'm usually the one that gets Fluffy, and you know what I mean. And Fluffy usually winds up at the
I don't want
rescue.
Fluffy. I don't want
Yeah, I
Fluffy.
want Fluffy. I
Didn't
didn't
you
know
get
him.
another didn't you get a French bulldog not too long ago? Just that was kind of bequeathed to you, and then you had to
Mm-hmm,
find a home for that French bulldog. Yeah, I
mm-hmm.
know that. I think that throughout this whole thing, and throughout just for advice, is really think about it. Think about the state that you're in, and realize that some states, like where I am, they do not recognize pets as family, rather pets as property, and it's equitable distribution. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, right.
You get
And
this
really
half,
think
and I
about.
get this half.
Well, and the other thing too is when you really sit down and go get a dog. I mean, like, don't think about, hey, I'm getting a dog. It's like I'm getting a dog, but like, it's a commitment. It's like a child.
It is
Like,
a
it's a
family
commitment.
member. So I
Yeah.
remember, like a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, when I was at the Chicago VMA, there was a study from the American Animal Hospital Association that talked about the how more the time people spent on selecting their pets, and they said that spent more people spent more time selecting a refrigerator, like going in and just going in to get a refrigerator, than they did selecting a pet that was going to be with them about as long as a refrigerator. But, just think about that. The time that you spend, and I know we all make spontaneous decisions, but selecting a pet should never be a spontaneous, well, like these things come up, like movies come up, and it's like, I want a Dalmatian, or oh my God, Spence McKenzie, I want that dog, or
Yeah.
the hit of the moment, the trend of the moment. And I think that there are many people that do that. It is spontaneous, and it should never be a spontaneous decision.
No. Mm-mm. No. You really need to think about it. I mean, you know me. I mean, yeah, I hate to say this. I kind of did the same thing with Brutus. You called me up and you're like, "Look at this! Look at the puppies! Look at the puppies!"
The
And what was it?
puppies.
Yeah, what is it? Like a week later, I'm on a plane.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm very sure of it.
yeah, it was a week later. But I had been talking about getting a second dog for a
You,
long time.
and that timing was impeccable. That
It
timing was
it
just
was perfect
absolutely
timing.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I want to do a second one, but the timing's not right. I know that the second one will come into my life at the right time, at the right phase. So,
Yeah, I
but
will.
it would
I think
for
about that all the time. Yeah, I think it'd
yeah.
be easier. I do. I really do.
Oh yeah, totally think it'll be easier. But I, I mean, I also have to realize that if the second one comes in my life, they're both mine. You know what I mean? They will both be mine. They are my dogs. Yeah. And Brody's over there snoring like there's no tomorrow, but they're
I mean,
both mine.
it's not a divorce, but I've already made plans. If something happens to me, what's going to happen to Frank? I
Yeah.
already know what's going to happen. If something, not God forbid, but that's similar to not. It's not a divorce, but you got to think about things like that. You really just do. So yeah,
You do. It's kind of like,
lots of stuff to consider. Because what you think about, it's almost like an asset. And how do you
yeah,
protect and you hate to say that, but how do you protect your pet as an asset? And what do you do?
yeah,
So
right.
I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, I
So
agree. It's crazy.
we can have some
So,
good maybe we can come up with some good names to give to our audience here. And I know Deborah Hamilton's one of them. There's a bunch of people that are around, but I think family law attorneys take care of that, and just
yeah.
seeing what they say, right?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? We'll have to look up. Maybe we'll get some on the interview too and talk about that.
I think that'd be a good idea.
I
Jessica, what's
do.
coming up here in the next month? Do we have anything fun and exciting coming up in the next month?
I love it when you put me on the spot like that. Just love it when you do that. We got a
You
couple
guys,
things.
we have so much exciting things coming up, and you guys are going to have to tune in and see what it's
Yes, we
all
do.
about.
We actually have some exciting stuff. We do. We're launching Mrs. March. We're bless you, bless you. We're launching the Mrs. March walk. That's coming out. You know what I mean? So we'll be
I would
talking
walk
about that.
forever. Yep.
Yep, we'll walk forever. We got that coming up. We have some great interviews coming out, and oh yeah, we do have some great stuff coming on. Oh duh,
We
I
do.
just clicked.
Oh, we do. Just click. I know we
My
do.
bun
We
is.
do.
Let's just put it this way: my bun's a little too tight.
Oh my God. Yeah, we have Hillary
Yeah.
coming on from Black Paw Memorial, and then we've got Adam
Yep.
Greenbaum coming up. And so
Yep.
we're so excited. We got some really special guests coming up as our
We
bonus
do.
episodes. Thank you guys for being with us. We're super excited, but we got some big news to share with you soon. And so we can't wait to do that
Can't wait.
too.
So stay tuned, and we will see you guys soon. So talk to you soon.
And
Bye.
how do you treat your pets like family?
Right.
Thanks for listening to Pets Are Family. You can find us on all the channels now. Yes, all of the channels now. So make sure you share us with your friends, your families, and your coworkers, and anybody that has a pet. Make sure you like us, give us your feedback, tell us if anything that you want us to talk about, all that fun stuff. You can reach me at jessica@petsourfamily.net or Tricia@petsourfamily.net. Thank you for everything that you guys do, but make sure you like us, subscribe, check us out on YouTube. You can always see what we're up to. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, all of the people that support us. We love every one of you, and we can't thank you enough. And remember, check out Moose's March, moosesmarch.com, moosesmarch.com. Come check us out. Talk to you guys soon. We'll see you next week. Bye.